man finally managed to catch a wild pheasant, but he pulled so hard that he accidentally fell off a massive cliff. He thought his death was certain, but in the very next moment, he somehow traveled 60 years into the future. When he saw piles of pork buns made with white flour hanging in a nearby shop, he thought he had arrived in heaven. A beautiful woman noticed the pheasant in his hands, excitedly walked over, and told him she owned a nearby farm restaurant and happened to need a wild pheasant. She offered him 200 yuan for it. He had never seen such a large amount of money before, so he happily agreed to the deal. Soon, he realized that the currency in this world looked completely different. Seeing his appearance, the woman assumed he was a poor young man who had just come down from the mountains. Feeling sympathetic, she bought him a bag of pork buns and told him that if he ever had any more wild game or mountain goods, he could come back to sell them. He immediately picked up a bun and started eating. He had never tasted anything so delicious before, but after finishing just one bun, he stopped. He remembered that his mother and younger sister were still waiting for him at home with empty stomachs, so he quickly hid the remaining buns inside his coat. Then he asked the woman where he could buy food that would last through the winter. After thinking for a moment, she pointed to a small shop across the street and said that instant noodles were cheap, easy to prepare, and very useful during difficult times. He bowed deeply to thank her and then headed toward the shop. The shopkeeper looked at his torn, worn-out clothes and assumed he was some kind of refugee. But when the young man took out his money and asked for instant noodles, the shopkeeper enthusiastically brought out 3 large boxes of classic braised beef instant noodles. He carefully packed them into a sack, added some sausages and seasoned eggs with the remaining money, and even threw in a few lollipops for free. As the young man walked down the road carrying the sack, he suddenly realized he had no idea how to return home. But in the next instant, he found himself back on the same mountain where he had slipped. It turned out that all he had to do was think about it, and he could freely travel between the 2 worlds. He was overjoyed. With this ability, his mother and sister would never have to go hungry again. He ran home as fast as he could and pulled the still warm pork buns out from inside his coat. His mother was stunned. These buns were made from the finest white flour, something even the landlord's family could only eat during the new year. He gave 1 bun each to his mother and sister and told them to eat. As soon as they tasted the meat filling, tears streamed down both of their faces. They had not eaten meat for more than half a year. He smiled and said that the pork buns were nothing because he had brought back even more food. When they saw the instant noodles and sausages spread across the floor, they were completely speechless. He opened a pack of instant noodles and explained that they only needed to be boiled. Then he heated some water. As soon as he added the seasoning, sausage, and egg, an incredible aroma filled the room. His sister said it smelled even better than the bone soup served at the village chief's house. The family ate until they were completely full and practically licked their bowls clean, but the delicious smell drifted outside and caught the attention of the village troublemaker, Tom. He came running over and started banging on the door, hoping to get a share of the food. The young man grabbed a machete and walked outside. Tom immediately threatened him, saying that while everyone else in the village was surviving on tree bark, his family was cooking meat. He demanded an entire pot of meat and 10 pounds of grain, or else he would tell the whole village. The young man refused without hesitation. He drew the machete and warned that he would cut Tom down if he didn't leave. Terrified, Tom ran away, but not before shouting one final threat. Afterward, the young man warned his mother and sister never to tell anyone that they had food. They had to look just as hungry as everyone else, and if he was not home, they must never open the door for strangers. They took his warning seriously. That night, he looked around their crumbling house and made up his mind to hunt even more, earn more money, build a new home, and pay for treatment for his mother's tuberculosis. Early the next morning, he told his sister to take care of their mother. Then he fastened his bow around his waist and braved the snowstorm.